Good morning, good morning. 6:52, Monday, 6th of January. In a few days' time, it's going to be CES in Las Vegas, which is like the yearly tech show of all the latest offerings from all the different companies out there. One I'm really excited to see is from Elgato. Elgato have been on a tear in 2019 with their lighting, their green screen, their Stream Deck, their internal cards that do like 4K HDR and everything. But today, I kind of want to talk a little bit about this little thing, which is the Elgato Turbo 264 HD. I've actually got one of these things, which is this thing. It's written on it encoder port 2, so I have it in the right USB port. But that's all it was this little USB plug, right? Nothing complicated about it. Probably can't focus in on this, unfortunately. But it's the Elgato Turbo 264 HD. Well, they are pretty much cancelling this year. They're not doing any more driver support for it, and it is probably about 6 or 7 years old. And I don't know why I'm all of a sudden like using old legacy technology, but this saved my bacon big time back in 2012, 2013, because my computer, my Mac Pro, the old cheese grater, I just couldn't keep up with the encoding because I was having to encode multiple files a day. So I did a shop around and found this little bad boy. And I'm kind of hoping that Elgato do something like that again. Maybe a little, but most CPUs and GPUs can do encoding better in the software, or at least that's what I'm presuming these days happens. NVIDIA have got the NV encode element you can have in OBS if you have a applicable graphics card. But also, you got things like Handbrake. You can't really keep up with software updates. Like they bring out a new version of FFmpeg, which is an open source piece of software which powers most of these video conversion tools. But I bought this specifically because it didn't tie up my computer when I was encoding, and that was the biggest thing. Is because my machine was so slow, I could offload all the video encoding to this little USB stick and still use the app. That was the biggest thing, is that instead of sitting in my video app, I could just export it out. Now, nowadays, I've got things like ScreenFlow where I can do batch export, so I can save the file, batch export everything. People who use things like Compressor with Apple Final Cut Pro, you've got the same kind of thing. You've got like a queuing engine to be able to do all the encoding, but you didn't really have that in 2012, or at least it wasn't reliable for me. It would crash and fall over and everything. So this was a big boon. So I really hope at CES this year they maybe talk about bringing out like a USB 3.1 or a USB C H.265 encoder, or can support 4K, 8K. I definitely think Elgato are going to push a bunch of new mixing units, a bit like the Go XLR stuff, because Go XLR had such a big impact last year for live streamers to combine everything into one unit. I think we're going to see more combination units of things all in one that interface with existing software like OBS. But maybe it's a legacy thing, but I would really like to see a little hardware block like this. Maybe because it runs on USB 3 now, we've got enough bandwidth in there. They had some problems with this when it first launched. The image quality was pretty bad, but they did fix it in software after a little while. But again, you can't keep up with things like Handbrake. They can update a new piece of software as soon as a new FFmpeg comes out. And if you've got flashed hardware, this thing needs to be comparable or faster than the latest software offering, and ideally be able to be updatable. So it's super niche market, and I think that's the smart thing about Elgato. They've gone from super niche pieces of hardware with great software to then really looking at esports and being like, this is the area that we need to dominate. And then Corsair, who normally make memory and hard drive cases, actually I think they make a whole bunch of computer peripherals. They saw what Elgato was doing and then snapped them up and bought them up. And they're just crushing now. Elgato are probably one of my favorite hardware makers because of the unison of their software and hardware. So we'll be updating more this week about CES with cool gadgets that come out. What are you looking forward to from CES this year? Is there a piece of hardware that you're looking to buy in 2020? Let me know in the comments. I'll catch up with you soon.
Drifting slowly into an empty space where I can go. I'm just a roadblock for you.